So today we're going to learn about linear equations, and linear equations are equations of a line. We just finished a whole unit on geometry, and part of that unit was transformations, and transformations was coordinate geometry, so it had to do with geometry on a coordinate plane. One of the things we did with transformations was reflect across y equals negative x and y equals x, and I had said to everybody, this would have been really helpful to have learned linear equations before doing this. Good news is we're learning linear equations now. Linear equations is the equation of a line. It's going to have a y and an x, which is a little different. We're used to only seeing equations with one variable, either x or y. So let's look at what the heck a linear equation is. So we have a y and an x value that will correspond to the y-axis and the x-axis on a coordinate plane. And our goal is to go from an equation to a visual picture of a line. And in order to do that, you're going to do what we call create an XY chart. This XY chart is going to help you organize the values that you put in for x, which you choose, and then in return what you get out for y. So your input is your x value, your output is what you get out of that equation, which is your y value. You may pick any x value you choose. Freedom. Be mindful of the fact that if you pick x equals 20, your x-axis is going to have to go all the way to 20. So you may need a very large sheet of graph paper, especially if you pick like x equals 100. My recommendation, start small. Okay? I want you to pick 4 x values. They don't have to be in order, consecutive, but I would recommend for your purposes to make them consecutive. Because when you make them consecutive, you're going to start to notice patterns in your outputs. When you stick stick 0 in for x, you're evaluating the linear equation, okay, when x is 0. Therefore, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1. So when you stick 0 in for x, when you evaluate for x, you get negative 1 out for y. Your output is negative 1. That corresponds to the point 0, negative 1 on your coordinate plane. When you stick 1 in, you get 1 out. Yes, you have to show work. Very important, so that if you make a mistake, I can figure out where the heck you made it. Y equals 2 times 2 minus 1. I have 3 y values, so I can start analyzing them and figuring out a pattern. Plus 2, plus 2. I'm going to hope that when I evaluate this for 3, I get 5 out. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 1, 5. Beauteous. So now I have 4 coordinates. 4 coordinate pairs. So I'm going to plot 0, negative 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 5. 4 dots. They're in a line. We need to connect them with a ruler. You need to put arrows. You need to label your line as if you were writing on lined paper. This is your lined paper equation. Y, x, arrows. Connect with a ruler. So we just went from the equation of a line, a linear equation, to a visual picture of what this equation represents. Now we're going to look at one where there is a negative value in front of x. That's called our slope. For right now, we're just going to worry about the fact that we have to be mindful that it's negative. I'm going to pick different values just to show you it doesn't really matter what x values you pick. You're just going to get different portions of the line. So somebody may get the portion up here, someone may get the portion here, and if you're really interested in picking negatives, you're going to get the portion down there. When I stick negative 2 in, I evaluate for negative 2. I get 10 because negative, negative, positive. I go ahead and do the same thing for negative 1. Definitely not 6. 4 plus 2, in the end it's 6. When I stick 0 in, 0 is my favorite because that thing goes away. Wait, my x term goes away when I plug 0 in. Minus 4, I'm hoping when I stick 1 in, I get 4 out. -1, -4 times 1 is -4, plus 2 is -2. Stick 1 in, get -2 out. So here my points are -2, 10, -1, 6, 0, 2,